This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's dig into the details for Bitcoin on the 15-minute. We are looking for the New York Open for a potential breakout of a bit of a complicated bull flag. This is on the 15-minute. It's a micro pattern. We've had a few micro patterns here and below that have been a little catchy. Let's talk about the macro. Let's talk about Tesla. It's going to be on the sidelines, but we're going to pay attention to it after we cover thoroughly our Bitcoin targets to the upside. Yesterday, you had a clear hit on the 78.6. Remember, from the low to the high on the specified cup and handle. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Shout out to all our dev partners, international. Shout out to our local powerhouses. Hope you guys are doing well. In terms of our VIP, everybody in the back, you guys are doing great. Special shout out to Venus. Pleasure to be building with you. 2023 has been awesome and beyond. I cannot wait, period. In terms of the curvature and the handle, what do we have? We have the amplitude move. Pay attention. Amplitude move from the low, snap it on with the magnet, guys, to the high. Point of breakout is right up to this level. Where did we hit yesterday? Exactly into. I had encouraged you to take a few snapshots of the specific targets. And guys, this is for our group. If you're not in our group, you move on. You go back to your group or wherever you trade. This is for our guys, our girls. That's it. In terms of the 786, bam, right into that 44,611. I'll just encourage you on Bitcoin dollar pair index, that Bitcoin index. How do you get the chart? You type in Bitcoin index, bam. Make sure it's the Bitcoin history all-time index. It'll have the trading view symbol next to it. You guys see that trading view symbol, Bitcoin index? Bam, you got that right. So snap to grid, guys, lowest specific candle in question. Snap to grid the highest specific candle in question using the magnet tool, which you have here at the bottom left feature of your screen, okay? Just to make sure that you're plugged in. The magnet tool, bam. Snap those onto, from low to high, Fibonacci extensions right here. This Fibonacci trend-based extension, the second one down, bam, bam. Specific trend-based Fibonacci extensions, click one, click two. From the low to the high, you can hold down the control button. If you need to listen to this again, hold down the control button. That will automatically snap you to wherever you're at. Okay, if you're looking for that magnet function instead of turning the magnet function on. But low to high, then we draw over to the point of breakout is the third click. Low to high, click one, click two, to the point of breakout, bam, is click three, okay? Then you have what? After we've done that, low to high, click one, click two, bring over, click three, bam, bam, bam. You have your targets to the upside. The 100% completion would be the specific 100% completion to the 48,084. Right, yesterday, what did we hit into? We're trying to challenge up and over this 786. You guys got that right. What were we yesterday? We were long over what? Long over 42,000. We talked about these levels being long over, short under. As a primary consideration, you got it right. Boom. So what did we have? We had the 23.6 we had conquered. You got it. We had the what? The 38.2 we had conquered. We had the what? We had the 50% we had conquered. We had what? This 618 golden pocket. We stuck this at what? At 42,000? Right, 42,000 long over, short under. How did we do, guys? We did great. Did you stay in your trade? If you did, it was easier because what? You were long over. Did you subdivide it out and say, that's fine, but I also want to level at 44. I'm going to trade that 44, all right? If you're going to say, I'm going to trade that 44 long over, short under, that has been the level in question. But looking at the macro considerations to dial down a little bit from that advanced trade mechanism that becomes very relevant when, for instance, the 44. Let's look at the 44 and how it's been trading and whether or not you would have wanted to involve yourself and what would have been required to involve yourself at the $44,000 threshold. Let's dig into like the 10-minute time frame. You'll see the 44 after the 42, and we'll just call this, guys, what is occurring here is a pre-position, pre-breakout to the upside or downside, let's say on that $42,000 mark. So this is the benefit you get if and to the extent that you can accommodate the trade factor here. And I will state that Bitcoin is flashing like she's trying to break out a touch here up and over a bull flag. Move to the upside, yes. Micro consideration, downward sloping channel, a bit mitigated, just a touch by the fact the market's not crazy about the fact that we have a bit of a flat bottom support here. So it's noted. It's noted we have a bit of a flat bottom support there, not our favorite way to work our way up in the market. That is the truth. That's the truth. A flat bottom support is not necessarily the perfect structure to continue to make our way up, but in an extremely bullish run, we can and do use them. We prefer to set flat bottoms where? Along the way down, and bam, let's move back up. Not so crazy typically about setting them on the way up, because we typically will have a descending triangle to work with. We don't want to work with a descending triangle. We don't want that to be our primary consideration for a move up. This at least has that secondary consideration of the move to the upside, downward sloping channel. That channel cuts against the trend to the upside, channel cutting against the trend. Right, that's your bull flag, right? That channel needs to cut against the trend to the upside, channel cutting against that trend to the downside, and then boom, to the upside we go. That's the point of consideration, active consideration. And if you've traded the 42, let's get back into the 42 and the 44. The benefit that you would have here is that you're placed pre-breakout. This is the primary consideration as you start to watch the wave featuring and function. Guys, you want to take a look at Tesla today? Not necessarily, do you? Not particularly. Can we? Sure. We got a bull flag on Tesla. We're going to pay attention to it. But right now, what's rocking and rolling? You guys know I've been focused on Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Some of your dog coins doing well. Congratulations on crypto. If you're new to the space and not really focused on, let's say, just Bitcoin, higher liquidity, you may be having some jackpot casino level. I pulled the lever and we won on whatever crypto asset you're trading. Enjoy that fact, but don't make it a serious part of your life is what I'm going to suggest, guys. Focus on your higher liquidity concerns such as Bitcoin. That's what we do. It's what we enjoy doing. So looking at the framework here, what benefit do we have if you say, fine, look, the 44,000 right now is a little bit more of a technically advanced level, right, that I'm going to be looking at. It's going to pre-position me. I'm not going to be caught up in the mix of the over-under at a point of, let's say, just a lack of confirmation. If we were to have even on those wicks to the lines, well, maybe some traders are trading the wicks. Maybe the traders are trading the lines. I guess the bottom line, I have a little bit of a lack of confirmation on this top level, right? To the extent that you'd want to pre-position and survive through the traders that are trading on the wicks versus the traders that are trading on the lines. Of course, we want this explosive, high velocity movement here to the extent that you can reinforce with a flat bottom support. And it's just relevant, guys. Technically, it's relevant. Nobody wants to rain on any parade. We are not raining on the parade. We are being very wise about our longs in a very nice, procedurally, guys, tactically, just foundationally, just solid bull run to the upside. We're in a run. That's it. To the extent that there's any rain on the parade, we're shutting down this holiday parade here. Could Gensler do it? He could try, right? Could anything happen? Sure. In a blitz moment, you guys know, in a blitz moment, we could have something that were to occur on the fundamental map in terms of, well, there's a big wrench in the ETF plans. Well, there's a big wrench in, who knows, guys? Who knows? Mt. Gox decided to unload. Whatever it could be, you have all seen Bitcoin hammer down. You've seen it, guys. We've seen it. And if you say you haven't seen it, then you're probably trying to forget how you felt when it happened. If you're going to say you haven't seen it, you're probably trying to forget how you felt when it happened. That's the bottom line. So we are not bearish. I'm going to say we're not bullish until, yes, we go with the flow, guys, but until we get up and over and sustain up and over 44,000. Has it traded? Yeah. What's also traded under 44,000? You got it right. So 44,000 right now has created some nice trades. There's a point to the downside, a little tight to the upside, about a little over half a point, 0.67 to the downside. Again, about a point or 1% to the downside. So we are at that 44 threshold, and it's allowing us to pre-position on this specific move. Forbid. Let's just say heaven forbid, to the extent that we were to continue to the downside and express this target formation here. Are we really looking forward to that? No. But to the extent that we could get a flash trade down to the level of a 3% move to the downside of 42,583, that would be beautiful. We agree? It would be beautiful. What's required on every trade? Okay, if we follow the specifics, or the requirements that we have, which is we like leverage. The whole notion of leverage, it carries through options, through puts, through calls, guys. In terms of less capital exposure, okay, it means we're going to need higher amounts of leverage. So that's a benefit in terms of a risk mitigation mindset. It's like we have less what? We have less exposure in terms of our capital. We have a higher, right? And we're not talking about puts and calls. We're not talking about equities at all here in terms of execution. But in theory, we're going to align the interest in little voice saying, you have to check on Tesla. Right, little whisper here. You have to check on Tesla. Let's check on Tesla. You guys want to check on Tesla? A little bit of a gap up this morning, and we need to check on Tesla. Tesla, you need to crash through 253 for me, please. That would be one technical consideration as you look at a potential for a move up with a cup and handle. These have been trading quite well on breakout 253 up and over. Boom, prove to us you want to go north. You got it. Prove to us you want to go north, and then what? We will work that into and along with two things. We will work that in along with our specific breakout, angled up and over, really tightly considered right now on the wicks. It's close. Does Tesla want to play ball? And I say this because looking at the framework, we're still not north. We are still not north or long. We've got some decent technical considerations. The pattern is phenomenal. The fundamentals are scary. As you look at the fundamentals on Bitcoin, we're not worried, guys. We like the fundamentals on Bitcoin. The fundamentals right now with a loose cannon, I'm going to say a loose cannon, even just in terms of the actual production of Cybertruck as we we have the opportunity to look at the fundamentals and compare them to Bitcoin. This just seems scary to me. This seems a little bit, let's just say it seems a little bit higher risk than, surprisingly, than Bitcoin. With that said, we'd be looking at a breakout up and over, not just the angled line. Let's break out up and over this flat line to give us the dynamic. And you guys know we've traded so many of these on Bitcoin as well. Pay attention. The specific temperature, let's say this handle here would establish because of the specific pre-existing hit here, okay, on the wick. So looking at the temperature, this may not be very obvious, but you've got to get up to this wick because that's another temperature and another handle here. So another, guys, another cup and handle up and over. This is your breakout required. So you could get up in here and still not be up and over. Let's just say still be formulated that handle. So pay attention on that. Keep an eye on it. Let's just set a reminder. It's nice to get these alerts if and when something decides to play ball. Until then, we're going to keep it in the background with the understanding that if it wants to roll and accelerate, we'd like to be a part of a move in terms of a technical orientation, at least in terms of digesting the move, in terms of understanding what assets are capable of generally. And Tesla is one that's capable of a lot, like Bitcoin. Boom. That's a golden pocket staring at you. 68% bam of a drop in guys, a little under 3 months. That's a nice drop, guys. That's a 70% discount in 3 months. That's a big move. You see some other highly volatile moves. We won't focus on it too much, but we will give it its due credit. And I'll set an alert here because we like to watch things move. That's the bottom line. We like to watch things move. Now, in terms of the 44, it looks like we are being challenged up and along this level. We've just known that nothing's stopping Bitcoin, right? We see that set right up on the specific 44 right now. We're set right on the 44, trying to reinforce. You guys know that. Would have been great to get some screaming price action. We had a bit of a delay yesterday. It seems like we had a bit of a delay in terms of what happened. And this is important in terms of correlatives. We saw equities rise, rocket up, right? About a 4%, 3%, attracting those long buyers, right? Trapping in those bulls. You guys got that right. You saw that early yesterday, and what happened? Big cool down session in the afternoon. Then what did we have on Bitcoin? Bitcoin kind of started mildly. Seemed like it didn't follow the trajectory of the equities as we were diverted even technically over to the equities. Tesla, NVDA, it was a nice hot day on equities. The screen turns green, you want to follow it, right? And what happened? Then the equities chilled out. Then what happened? Well, Bitcoin started to rock and roll. You got it. So in terms of what turns green on your screen, be prepared. It is, can you imagine that it's built to be a bit of a challenge? Yeah, I can imagine with this flashing light jackpot syndrome, right? It's Vegas, baby. It literally almost is, and you know that. Looking at the pick back up on 44, there is somebody in the market that says, fine, I'm long over 44. True or false? You can look at your 3-minute chart. I believe that would be true. True, you got it. So nice level of reinforcement. Someone says, fine, I'm long over. Pay attention, guys. I'm long over 44. Bam, bam. You see this? Nice look at 44. Level we start with. Very well done. Very, very nice representation in terms of what can occur in the markets at specified level thresholds of reinforcement and the trade tactic that is engaging now. Very nice. Now, what's the next level? Threshold to beat. It's going to be this 44 ballpark 250. You guys draw that on your charts. Mark it with an Alt H. Bam. If you want to see it pop up on the screen and not have a variability there, you can just mark that as the level to beat 44.265. In terms of your, let's see the details. Let's look at what just happened in the 44K. What happened in the 44K and how is that similar to what happened yesterday? Well, we talked about the over-unders on the macro. True? Yes. So what was the 786? What's happening there at the 786? It's 44,611. What happened? We nailed, guys, shorts were waiting, right? Boom. Okay, what just happened in the 44? And I mean shorts were waiting and engaged. You guys got that right. Shorts were waiting and engaged and did what? They paid. Bam. To the downside with that wick hit into that price action that we've got in around that 44,611. What I'm going to say is that it becomes increasingly difficult. It can become increasingly difficult. What can be difficult? To deploy increased amounts of cash, to work with a level of precision that's required to facilitate a larger entry with a tighter stop loss. Therein lies the challenge of the market. I want to be more precise, I want to involve more capital, and I want to have a tighter stop loss, right? I want to deploy more capital, and I want a tighter stop loss. It means I'm going to have to be more precise. Yes, the exchanges know this game. Yes, the exchanges know that equation, and they know the challenges involved. When I say your profile, the number of trades you've executed, okay, the amount of time you've spent in terms of achieving a skill set that's in line with high proficiency, high precision trading. There's a specific, literal everything, but we can say way beyond an art down to a real, guys, if you want to call it a science, what is it? It's a lot of mathematics, it's a lot of technical analytics, and it's a lot of know-how, and the trades under your belt. You guys got it. The 100 rounds, 10,000 rounds. You guys got it. It's not, the new guys start with 100 rounds. Yeah, we know 10,000 rounds, don't we? And I've always said to you, the guys in New York at the big desks, what are they doing? They've traded 10,000 trades. And so when someone starts in this business, they show up and they want to say, hey, we're going to be competitive with the guys that have 10,000 trades under their belt. Like, really? Okay. You got to ask that same guy, are you willing to put in? Are you willing to put in 10,000 trades? How are you going to beat that guy? So that's going to be something very important that we continue to reinforce, is just a level of, guys, a level of experience that you bring to the game, right? And it's great if you enjoy it. We enjoy it. Guys, teamwork makes the dream work is the bottom line. So we're excited to see additional opportunities to engage in. You're like, well, I didn't hit the 786. What happened? Reassess it. If you keep a trade journal, guys, that's fantastic. Open up New York Institute of Finance. Open up Bulkowski. Take a look at what they're telling you. And I think that you'll have as much success there in a long conjunction with the trade journal is fine. But make sure that you're plugged into those those major frameworks. And so looking at Tesla again, we're just going to cover because the New York Open. Tesla, I really, really appreciate the fact that you're looking at a little bit of a breakout here, potential zone, but you're just not there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this until we had a green go zone, didn't we? We had a green go zone. Now, if I were covering the field below, please listen up. Because of the erratic nature, me personally, because of the erratic nature of the governance of Tesla and the seeming impact, which is maybe not so favorable, if I were to look at the specific, and this does not mean short, guys. What this means is I'm not just flat out green in this zone, all systems go. I just don't like it like that right now. I don't have a daily or an 8-hourly confirmation. So right now, I'm going to do this. I'm only going to be, me personally, Me personally, on something like this with a fundamental dynamic, and trace it over, bring it over to Bitcoin. The equivalent would be with all kinds of stink and problem from the SEC on ETF. No clue what's going to happen. Nothing but bad news. Gawk's about to pour out, et cetera, in terms of those distributions from bankruptcy. Whatever we're going to look at in terms of FTX, brand new charges against the next major player after CZ. Everything's down. Sometimes it's great to be involved when something's down, right? When all the chips are against you, sometimes when nobody else wants it, great. We're just pre-breakout here. I'm only going to be green. This is my rule. Please pay attention. Me personally on this setup with some challenging fundamentals. Forget the fact it's Tesla. Don't apply this. Go talk to your broker today about Tesla. You go talk to your broker. You see what they say, okay? Me, when I have a problem with fundamentals that I can't really stomach right now, but I think maybe they could change. And who knows how drastically they could change. As drastically as they change, they could drastically swing back the other direction. But in this specific zone here, I'm only playing ball if and to the extent that I am willing to cover this sucker down to here. That's it. I am only playing ball to the extent that I literally am willing to cover this down to here. And I'm not playing ball otherwise. Why is that? I'm going to stack in 10, 20. I'm going to manage futures into this if I want to play ball on Tesla and if I wanted to take up that much time. Otherwise, put this in the back burner. And that's the only way for me. Pay attention. That's the only way with this degree of fundamental. That's the only way this turns green. And that means I'm green with a level of exposure here, a level of exposure here, here. And I'm turning this into a flat out erratic volatility play. And I don't care what the management does. I'm completely neutral on it. I'm just looking at the specific level of what? I'm looking at the specific level of volatility. I'm making it a complete, I'm getting rid of the personal judgment calls on anything. You want to be erratic, great. Go be more erratic until they delist your company or whatever would happen. I do not see that happening. I'm just saying, aside from the personal endeavor and the way that I'm going to be personally affected by this, forget about it. Is it volatile? Is it erratic? Yes. Are there problems with management structures in how many companies? Yes. So I'm going to divorce myself from all those issues, and I'm only going green here if, and to the extent that, okay, fine, be erratic. Show up with another bad conference call. Show up with another, crazy me or crazy you, crazy everybody, kind of what was this? I don't want to comment on it, but in terms of some of the verbiage that came out of their management staff and some other it was on CNBC. I mean, come on, guys. That lacks professional decorum to put it lightly, in terms of just a curse fest on CNBC directed at other major corporate players. I'm on the record. That lacks professional decorum. With that said, I cursed one time on this stream. I did. And I appreciate you guys for forgiving me. So looking at someone on CNBC versus me on a live stream, I lost my own verbiage here one time. I did. You guys will recall that. Maybe twice, but I don't think so. Just once. So I'm not saying I'm perfect or there's a need to be perfect, but in terms of what happened with the management structure on CNBC Live, it was a cut loose, crazy, erratic kind of moment. And to the extent that this would be green on Tesla or anything with that type of a dynamic, let's say Bitcoin went wild. Who knows? Bitcoin City started. Who knows what could happen in El Salvador or something? Who knows, guys? Right? Whatever the analogy would be, but I'm only green. I only have exposure here. If I'm willing to cut and release on through, manage my futures and say, fine, do whatever you want to do. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to play the volatility. I don't care. Maybe you surprise me and it'll be the best CNBC. Maybe you'll buy CNBC. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. It's so erratic, it's just fine. But in questionable fundamentals, this, for me, right now, until we get the break, is going to be red. And that's what fundamentals do for me. They involve me based on some fundamentals, or they push me back. They push me back. Does this look good? I know I can find a time frame right now with an ascending triangle somewhere. And it's close. Actually close. You're going to have to mix and match some wicks and some lines. So can I find an excuse to invest in it? Probably, right? Is this can I twist and bend something and say, well, it's bullish, we're breaking out on a specific time frame or otherwise, and I have to get involved? Yeah, but I'm going to let Bruce Almighty, you know, when he goes crazy on the Niagara Falls, you guys know that part? When he goes crazy on the Niagara Falls trip, Bruce Almighty, yeah, we enjoyed it then, right? We did. We didn't like it live on CNBC, did we? We didn't, but to the extent that Bruce wants to get it together, Mighty Bruce, we will be involved with Mighty Bruce up and over if Mighty Bruce decides to clear up and over here at 254, and Mighty Bruce's asset allows us the hypothetical opportunity to charge in for a clear, nice, cool, level-headed, non-rush to judgment type of entry. That's just it. It's going to be this flat line. So that's enough comment on Bruce. You guys got it. Do we have a GIF? I don't know if we have a GIF. Do you guys know if we have a GIF? Someone throw up do we have any Bruce? This may be the most important thing that we've done, that we have done all of the last several weeks here, as we've commented on Tesla, not known whether or not to trade it. You guys know we're focused on Bitcoin, without a doubt. But as we have not known, let's look at some different time frames to see if I can pull up anything that's kind of interesting with the new flat top that we're looking at on Bitcoin. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great week so far. Let's look at, I think we're laid out into, let's get into like a lower time frame here. That's got some nice breakout kind of pivot works here just to look at for a moment on Bitcoin. I want to see if I can get in the back though, and if I can go to featured trades, and I want to for Slack, for all you guys who are trading well, congratulations. Appreciate all the time you spend with us. It's been a great group to really focus in on, huh? And it seems like it's been a great year. Let me look real quickly and see if we can get and I don't know if we can. You guys, someone may need to help me with this. While you're day trading or not, you may need to help me with, I'm going to put Bruce Almighty and Niagara Falls. Let's see if we can do this. This was the moment that we saw with you got it, guys, with Tesla. Now, it happened in real life. It wasn't something that we really wanted to see, but what do we know? Well, we know that we know that sometimes people just lose their cool, right? So this would be a circumstance. This would be an opportunity for us to comment on this with a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of an understanding that sometimes it may just be a little too much pressure, right? There may be a little bit too much going on. So this is going to be our hashtag Tesla trade analysis, okay? Board of directors, okay? That's going to be something we can use from now on. Bruce Almighty was a good guy, wasn't he? He was under a lot of pressure, so we'll save that. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's enjoy the day. Looks like a little bit slow. Congrats to anyone else who traded. What was Doge? Doge was bullish over 8 cents. It had a 30% run since then. That's fine. What's done better in terms of liquidity, et cetera? Bitcoin's done better. But nice to see a little green on the screen if you picked that up. What was ETH? ETH was bullish over what, 2100, right? You put some cash on from 2100 at 2255, and Doge from 8 cents that I mentioned was what? It's at like 10 cents. So, you know, looking at these, Sol, I like over 66. That's my level on Sol, 66. We crashed down. We didn't get over 66, right? So I've got my over-unders, and to the extent that we can facilitate just in-house here, some execution over or under, it's going to be something we're going to continue to put time into as we progress throughout these next months and years. And we're hot on that ticket in terms of punching in the man hours and the resources to getting that done. I want to shout out to all of our traders. Shout out to Venus. I see you there right now, and it's a pleasure to be building with you again. And all the VIP. Luke, nice to interact with you in the back. J-Mac, appreciate those charts. Every now and then you find those fan formations. You like those. Nice to see that. Steve-O, nice to have you in the back always. And anybody else who is rocking and rolling with us back there, just keep it rocking and rolling. If you're not back in Slack, that's where it's just it's our enterprise level of engagement that has security features surrounding, unlike like a Discord, or even I'd say a little cleaner on the map than a X or Twitter. So that's what we enjoy right now. It's all business. And I would challenge you guys, if you're on other social platforms, how much business is it really? Is it a distraction, or is it really helping? To the extent that it's just distraction, I would recommend that you guys really focus and hone in on Slack. I appreciate you guys' efforts on doing that. Fourth quarter so far is reflecting our efforts to direct in terms of nothing but guys, trade profits. That's what we've been focused on. It's what we've been hustled into, and we are just Thrilled thus far, but what do we have? It is the 6th of December, and we've got some time left, a number of weeks left in the fourth quarter. I want us to get these right. I would love Bitcoin to continue to rock and roll up to its ultimate high line here on the specific charts. Don't want the paintbrush. Hold on one second. And as we look at this, I just want to encourage you guys, 48,084. And guys, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and understand if this bull run's been thus far, the run of this run here, bam, it's the strongest move we've had. I just want to encourage you to stay disciplined, to don't overshoot, to remain focused, and you've learned your whole life how to make money. Making money is one aspect you've done well in your life. Not losing your money is not something that you've really been challenged with as much as you're faced with it in the market. And that's a new skill to develop, is in a market where you can lose your money, not losing your money. So yes, we need to make money in the market. We need to not lose money in the market. I don't care how much you've made, especially, and to the extent that you've made the money in the market, you are not as sophisticated in terms of not losing money in the market. People can show up and have a great day, great week, great month, great call, and hey, I got my one trade, bam. You just made a lot of money in the market. That person's miserable at not losing money in the market. They don't even have any practice. They get lucky, shoot through the stars. They have zero skill set at not losing money in the market, especially if they have a hot ticket they punched in and they got the winning, lottery numbers on the third ticket. They have no idea not how to lose money, right? They're going to go back and buy all the lottery tickets. They figured it out now. They're going to buy all the lottery tickets. Their third ticket won. Well, they won $25,000. They won $5,000 on the third ticket. They're going to buy all lottery tickets now. Oh, gosh. So in terms of that, it's not a lottery ticket mentality. It's highly technical, even within the technical framework and proficiencies, following the best of the best of the best. What do we know? What do we know? That it can be difficult to not lose money. So I want you guys to focus on that as you look at the challenges the market presents to you. Safeguard your returns. Safeguard your returns. That's the bottom line. I'm just going to repeat that. Safeguard your returns. And this is for Bitcoin, guys. Obviously, the majority of this. We'll keep an eye on Tesla. We got an alert set. We'll see if what Wild Bruce, Crazy Bruce wants to do. We will see. Maybe we'll have, who knows, maybe it'll be as great as the movie, who knows. And we'll just continue to dive in terms of the technicals in the back. I will do my best, as I always do, to continue to, continue to bring you the absolute best, and just flat bottom support. Not crazy about it, are we? Not necessarily crazy about that. Bull flag, we like it. We have that next level up to complete. In terms of those, I'm just going to recommend, and it's not easy. Maybe the most difficult part is what? Well, we're just sitting on 44, aren't we? And what just happened? We just picked up on 44,000, right? Somebody just made some money. Boom. They took, right? Or they didn't make any money. So they entered, they took. That's your level of proficiency, staring you in the mirror. Do you have it? Do you not? It's doing what? It's picking up again, right? So as you look at this and as you begin to structure orders and trades around you, start to get this. You got it right as you start to look at these features. And what do you start to do? And as soon as I do this, I'm like, well, it's time to go. It's time for me to hit the, go hit the iron Y. Because as soon as we start digging into the lower time frames, and what do we look for in those lower time frames? We want to find the expressions of volatility. True or false? You guys got it right. That's our number one thing to look for, is volatility. Those equations on volatility. And then what do we want to do? Well, look at this 44. You think that's a level in play? You better believe it. Boom, 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 boom. That's the level, guys, right now. So as we look at it, the volatility expressions, you got it. We want to trade volatility in the form of highest probability, on the assets with which volatility is very well expressed consistently, technically. That's the bottom line. If we can get that equation down, there's no problem, guys. There is no problem in the market. You're going to do well. Set your tight stop losses. Continue to set your tight stop losses, particularly to the extent that you have larger margin involved. And let's go get it. Let's go and get it today. I know, guys, Bitcoin has got some rock and roll left in her, in her repertoire for the rest of the year. What do you think? You want to say no? No more rock and roll left. She's done it all. I'm just going to be in the camp. She got some rock and roll left in her, and let's see if we can get her to rock and roll later today. A little bit later. She woke up a little bit later yesterday as the diversion of equities kind of rolled over after we had a bit of a pour down in crypto altcoins. You guys got this. So altcoins recovering a little bit today. Bitcoin kind of taking a backseat for a moment. We will be in the back trading. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.